Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I would like to thank my dear friend Balakakis for for inviting me in this fifth Agribusiness Forum. Today, my presentation will focus on the effect of climate change, but also the environment crisis in the agri-food chain. So I'm going to talk about the emerging risks for food and environment comes from the everyday use of thousands of chemicals, which during the last years has been intensified since climate crisis has brought about changes such as the increase of pathogens, the decrease or the reduction of the use of clean water, and the increase of processed waste. So, the climate crisis and the pandemic has led us to use a lot of chemicals, especially new medicines and drugs, and all this had a result, this increased chemical use had as a result to a huge problem to the world ecosystem. And now there is a need to systematically record the existing situation that would allow us to fight the hidden pollution which is there, which exists in the environment. And this needs new methodologies, new approaches in analysis, and after identifying and recording which is the actual situation about the existence of thousand chemicals in the environment, to assess it, the toxicological effect, I apologize, and then their effect to human beings. So this approach has led the European Union, the European Commission, but the world also to try to raise awareness about the situation. The new Green Deal works towards this direction, as well as the initiative for One Health, which means that the health of the ecosystems of human beings, plants and animals are interlinked and interconnected. This is why in our lab we're trying to develop methodologies having as a goal to identify the hidden part of the iceberg. All the legislations until now have been focusing only on a specific part of this hidden pollution and ignore a huge part that is there, and we have to identify it and showcase it. This is why we have been running a lot of research programs around the world in order to showcase that those hidden chemicals that we use every day, combined with the climate change and the recent pandemic, is leading us to release new substances on the environment, and those substances have not been studied, and we don't know their real effect in the human health. Some examples can be shown on your screen. You can see in the upper diagram the existence or in the ecosystems of Antarctic various chemical, agrochemical, but also their stimulants, or what they actually become. So the part of Antarctica are accessible due to climate crisis and the increase of tourism towards those areas. Therefore, we can say that even in the remote ecosystems, there are some substances coming from our everyday activities. At the same time, a large program on a European level, Live Apex, has proven that in our food chain, from the predators to the other animals, we have thousands of substances that did not have that, let's say, those attributes when the European Union allowed them to be marketable. This is a huge challenge. The so-called PFOs that have such attributes and can be found all around the world. We have seen in various points in Europe from samples that are collected that the PFOs and other stimulants, products of everyday use and drugs go to the predators and then in human beings, of course. This is why the European Commission has decided a year ago to finance for 7 years the partnership for the assessment of risk of chemicals in order to contribute to showcasing the problem and to try and find solutions within the framework of the Green Deal. Of course, we participate to this effort. A very important effect of the climate change is the reuse of processed waste in areas that are that have water scarcity. As we have already seen, this is a problem also in Greece, but it is already happening in Israel, Spain, and other areas around the Mediterranean Sea. And we have understood through this forced reuse of waste that a series of chemicals that cannot be separated from the factories go to the soil, to the water, and of course to the plants. So through climate change and the increase of contaminants, we have seen some mycotoxins in the food. Therefore, we try to develop methodologies that seek to showcase this problematic situation in food as well, since they are the receivers of our activities. At the same time, we know that food systems represent 24% of the world greenhouse emissions, 33% of the soil around the world are degraded due to erosion, nutrient depletion, and chemical pollution, and the 60% of the world loss of biodiversity is related to food production. So, this problem is getting even worse through the Ukraine war or other crises around the world. So based on the lack of sunflower seed from Ukraine, of course this is an opportunity for olive oil to cover the gap in the world market. However, at the same time, it gives room to food adulteration. We put refined oils to the olive oil in order to allow farmers to have better earnings, bigger earnings. Another crisis that we have is the effort to use white cheese and to be sold as feta cheese in various markets, mainly in the European Union and the United States of America. And this is why we have to showcase the molecular attributes of those foods in order to be used as a document of authenticity, as a proof of authenticity. So we have to develop methodologies not only to showcase the special characteristics and to classify them based on their production, on their origin, on their variety, and everything that is related to the labeling of the product, but also with the new kind of marketing. At the same time, we have to find methods that will allow for food safety, but at the same time to tackle food adulteration in very difficult cases. And this is why analytical methodologies developed go really deep use in order to authenticate wine, saffron, the characteristics of Greek honey, and of course to find if there is any food adulteration in Greek fruit juices. The first example is related to feta cheese, which of course is highly exported. Until now, the analytical methodologies were based on a method that needs 2 days. Now we have developed a new method which gives results in only half an hour. It allows us to understand if this feta cheese has cow milk in it by using a lot of data, a lot of information that we're not able to do before. And of course, with olive oil, which is also a common food that is tampered with, we use olive pomace oil in order to mix it. And this effort to adulterate, to tamper with the olive oil is tackled with our methodologies in the lab by finding specific indexes by raffined oils that come from Spain. Refined oils that come from Spain. I apologize. All those digital data are collected on interactive digital maps, and we try to compare those samples with the libraries of samples in order to be able to give quick responses, quick answers. 2 years ago, FDA has developed a blueprint, if you wish, a methodology, according to which, if we want to be on the right track when it comes to food safety, our traceability should be tech-enabled and should be based on proof coming from labs. We need to develop smarter tools and approaches for the prevention and outbreak response. And of course, we need to develop new business models through a new food safety culture. By taking into consideration the new regulation 178 of 2002 that imposes the proofs in the labs and better labeling of the products, we have developed an innovative solution which is called Track for Value, an app that is digitizing the analytical efforts that we do, which means that we take the data from our analysis and we always bear in mind sustainability in order to allow our products to have a competitive advantage, to have a traceability, but also this new platform that consumers can have access in order to see the history and the characteristics and the attributes, as well as the traceability of the products, but also the processor and the producers have access to deeper data compared to what the consumers can see. This now we are ready to market this app. It has already received various awards by the European Innovation and Technology Center. And right now I would like to conclude by saying that the challenges in the agri-food sector are very important and urgent. We need to find a new approach that will allow food industry and producers to have new tools and new processes that can give quick answers and very precise answers to their problem. Thank you very much.